All right, you guys, press the wrong button and shut myself down. So, oh, yeah, I'm back. Okay. So that was painless. How about that? Hi, Debbie. I guess I'm all right. Let me know if you see me, if you hear me, where you're watching from. Let me get my video back up here. Oh, Leticia's on. Hi, Leticia. All right. I think since I closed my video down that I'm back and I'm working a-okay. So you guys like my new little hat? It's not even, let me squat down a little bit. Dollar Store's got their Christmas goodies out. So I got a couple hats, little headband things, but can't really see it because it sticks up too high. So I'll squat down. I'll do like the split. So you just got my head. I kind of look like just a bobbling head. So maybe I better stand up. So at least you get a little bit more of me instead of just a random head floating on the screen. So that's it. Let's see. All right, Dawn's on. Hey, Dawn. So welcome, guys, to Christmas card night. It's the 25th, my usual night for doing a Christmas card. Tonight, I'm going to, let me move my computer out of the way. I don't really have a lot of housekeeping or any of that good stuff tonight because we're just popping on for a Christmas card. And about the only thing I got is my wine bottle class at the Sangria shop here in Portage, Michigan. And I showed it. I'll go through all that tomorrow night. So be sure and tune in tomorrow again for my regular video, and I'll go over that stuff. So I will just get started on the Christmas card. So let me turn my camera down so that you can see. Hey, Mom. Let me turn my camera down so that you can see my desktop. And then I'll show you guys what we're going to make. All right. So here we go. I put in my, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Mom. I got some little headband things at the dollar store the other day. So I belong to this Christmas card group, and they post, Crystal Minkler posts every month the layout. So her layout was another slimline card. So this is what I came up with, her layout that she gives you for inspiration. So as much as I like this idea, when I do these cards, you know, you can order the kit or you can come to the house. I gotta focus on where I'm at. I've got everything just a little bit askew from normal. So I gotta look at my my computer screen and stuff to see, make sure I'm in the camera. So I wanted to make sure that if you guys come to do these cards or buy the kit of all the cards, because you remember every 3 months I do a Christmas card class making the cards that I've made over the last 3 months. So this is number 2 in this little series, but the 6x6 wastes a lot of paper because you know, that's exactly what it is a 6x6 piece of paper, but you know, 8.5 by 11. Why does everything, you guys, does my video look really yellow? Do I have my lighting all bad? Let me know if it looks all yellow and I will see what I can do to turn my lights maybe out some. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, I figured that her slimline card was really, really cute, but I wanted it to be duplicatable here in the craft room for you guys to make them if you came over and just have it easier. These, you know, take, I don't want to say a special, but they take either a letter, regular bill size envelope, or you can buy special envelopes to hold the slimline card. So I turned it around and turned it into a regular card. So I made this one to show on her page that I followed the layout, but then for you guys, I'm enlarging the layout so that it is now a normal size card. So what we're going to use is the Evening Evergreen bundle, which is the Evergreen Elegance. It just went from yellow to white, no clue what's going on. So is it still, okay, cool, Dawn, thanks. Maybe when I got the card really close, see, oh, yeah, when I get the card really close to the camera, it changes. So I will keep it away from being so close. Okay, so we're going to use the Evergreen Elegance stamp set and the coordinating punch that is in the, let me turn it upside down, the punch that goes with it. And we're not going to be able to see too hot with the glare from my lights, but it cuts out this row of trees that you see here. And I'll give you a little tip. I'm going to do a Finally Friday video on our punches too, but I'll give you a little tip as we go. So I'm going to just hop right into it and get started. Let me put that over here. So again, if you are doing this one, it's a 6x6 piece of paper. So if you happen to have 12 by 12 in a color green that you want, you can get 4 cards out of it. If you've got the 8.5 by 11, you basically get 1 card, and then you'd get this little strip, and then you'd have a bunch of waste. So I've got I'm going to have mine open this way this time. So I've got a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of paper. Oh, and I've got the camera all messed up again, don't I? Hopefully we'll give it a second and it'll go back. Sorry. So I scored it at 5 1/2. And then I can bone fold that down to crease that up real good. Then I'm going to use this. Did you guys see in the annual catalog this fun set of embossing folders, 3D embossing folders? Now you see they're skinny. They're made for the small machine, but I'm going to try and run it through on my big machine and show you how I did this sample. So I did bring my big machine over because this size paper is too big to fit through the little machine. So let's get that going. I forgot my gray plate. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry. I put it over next to me on the other side. So I'm going to take this 3D embossing folder with the pine boughs on it, and I'm going to just put it in. Let me get it. Let me get that out of the way. So I'm going to stick it, my cardstock, in up to the edges like so. Oh, and since I'm doing this card this direction, it's going to feed through the right way. Typically you want the hinge to go through your embossing machine first, but when I did it on this card, I couldn't get it to go through first, but yay, this direction I'm going through first. So I'm going to put that down and I'm going to run it through. Like so. Trying to go slow so I don't jiggle the screen all the. And then I'm just, you see, I got that bottom space. I can't put that so close. I got the bottom space that did not get embossed. Boy, this is really bad. Sorry, guys. I'm going to move the embossing folder over. And line it back up again so that it fits on my plate, my embossing plate. I'm going to overlap just a smidge because it's just a smidge too wide for this plate. So I'll line it back up again. And I'm just going to try and emboss that little bit that I didn't get before. Turn that through. Oh, Chris is on from North Carolina. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining. Merry Christmas card tonight. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. When I take it out. So I do have my other one. I was able to line it up right. So I'm thinking when we come to our next step, we're going to cover this up. So we're all good. So we've got the background of the, this is shaded spruce. I forgot to tell you that this is shaded spruce. So I'm going to pull my sleeves up. Maybe that's affecting the light as well. And I have my light close, really pushed together. If you see the glare come down, I've got it really close together tonight. And so God only knows the screen, what's happening, but I've got a Sahara sand strip that is 2 1/4 inches wide. And see, I'll be able to put that down and cover up that seam from the embossing folder just perfectly. So we'll be good. And then I just had this Sahara sandpaper from last year. So this is retired and I apologize, but I wanted the little dots that kind of look like snow. And this is from the paper pack that came out with let me get it. Classic Christmas it was called, and I forgot exactly what it came out with, but it's just green and red and the Sahara sand. Might even be crumb cake. Nope, cherry cobbler, Sahara sand, shaded spruce and white. So this was last year, just a special thing that they came out with, and I forgot why. There was something that they were doing around this same time last year, I believe. So I got a couple packs of it and I just didn't use it all. So I like these little dots, so I grabbed it. But I know that there's something out there this year that would work. I was just looking at what I had that I could use up. Because you know how we hoard things and we don't always use what we've got. Hi, Patty. We don't always use up what we've got. So I'm trying to get better at using up what I got. So I got into this paper. So I'm going to trim off the edge. I got one layer a little bit too short. So we'll see what we got. I might have to trim down the card too, because when all else fails, just trim off the card. Who's going to measure it, right? And make sure that I think I'll be okay with that little smidge that I'm off. Because I could put this here and then trim that off, but I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to just put it on. And I'll try and evenly space it across the card so that it's not too obvious that I'm a smidge off. So then I'm just going to glue that down. That looks kind of centered on there. Like so. Then I have the white, oops. I've got a white oval that I pre-cut out, so I didn't have to do too much cutting on camera. And it just uses the oval dies that we don't use anymore. We don't sell them anymore, but they're a staple in many, many, many craft rooms. So I'm sure you might have it somewhere. And it's the second largest one. And I wanted to make sure that it was size-wise, that it looked good on this one. Whereas this card being smaller, it would be dwarfed on there. So I made it bigger. I used a bigger, the bigger tree the taller, skinnier tree. So let's get that one going. See where my blocks are on my table. Let's see if this one's going to be wide enough. Oh yeah. So, and I just cut this out of basic white with shaded spruce ink. Lord, I thought I was losing some upper body strength, but there we go. I'm in real trouble if I can't open my ink pads. I better get to the gym. Okay. Let's see what we can do to get this straight. Typically, I would probably go in and stamp this first and then cut out the oval. But whichever way works for you, works for me. Put it down. Let me close this up before I wear it. Then I have my Sahara sand ink and a little tiny sponge. And I'm just going to go around and just muddy up the edge a little bit. Now you could make another layer with Sahara sand paper and layer your oval on it. I just thought I wanted to muddy it up a little bit with the ink instead of making an actual another layer. Just to kind of, you know, give it a little depth of its own there. And then I've just got a 5.5 inch wide piece of the shaded spruce. And then I'm going to cut that out with the punch. And you know what I'm going to do real quick is you just want to make sure that you've got a straight edge when you're using these punches, because what you want to do is layer your paper right up against the edge of the punch, right? And what I do is I turn it over on the back to see where my paper's at, like where your paper lies in there. And this one for me is very hard to like push down. So I get it in place and then I'm going to give it a push. So you're going to do that. And then here's a little tip for anybody that's not quite sure how to use these punches. And you could turn it upside down and try and line it up. Some of them will line up. Like you could go and line up those two trees right there and punch, and you'd be able to punch out 2 more trees. These punches are designed to line up on that. You probably can't see very well with the, can you see the design on the right here? So you want to start punching and then go and line up what you've already punched over this like cutout, like in between the silvery stuff. And then make sure that you're down at the edge, line up at the, oh, see, I'm getting off, line it up at the, over here. I'm lined up down on the bottom, and you can see underneath it's all ready to go again. Let's see if I could punch again, and it'll just keep going like that for you. And then go ahead and line up your trees again down here. Put, oh, I can't really tell, but my punch should be up against the bottom down here. And then punch again. And I was a smidge off. So we're just gonna, this one's very forgiving with the design. So I'm gonna go in and just snip those off. So now you have a whole tree line of evergreens. And then what I did, I saw another demonstrator showed this cool trick. I'm gonna get my embossing machine back out again. And I'm going to use the Evergreen 3D embossing. Let me see what it's called for you. It's this Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. So then I'm going to lay these trees in this folder, just, you know, randomly. There's not, because this tree here is kind of bare, so there's not really going to be any way to line it up so that you're getting good, you know, making sure you're getting good coverage. So you could just lay it on there, whatever looks good to you for being lined up how you want it. Put the hinge in first. And then for these 3D embossing folders from Stampin' Up, the ones that say Stampin' Cut and Embossed on them, they use just a big base plate, the embossing folder with the paper in it, and then the big gray one. That's all that these thick 3D embossing folders use. So that's your sandwich. And then you can open it up, pluck it out of there. And how cool is this? Now we've got a whole row of embossed trees. I can try and get them up there and hopefully it won't turn the camera. See how cool those are? And then I'm just going to put a little bit in. It's not going to matter either which side you put up. They're both going to be cool. So I'm just going to come through and put some random adhesive on the back. If you use liquid, the green glue, you could just green glue it down too. And then I'm going to lay that across the center, or try and lay it across the center of the strip. Looks like I got a cat here. My cat's been all over me today. And it looks a little long, so we can come up here and trim down the tree that's hanging off. So it lines up with our paper strip there. I guess I want to cut it this way. I got better control over this way. So then we got that on there like that. And I'm going to pop the tree up in the center. Got to use up these extra dimensionals, guys, that show up around the edges. Oh, Deb Allen's on now. Hi, Deb. Thanks, Dawn. It is a fun idea. Some lady, another demonstrator showed it, and I just thought it was really cool. I tell you, some of these people out there are so creative, the way their mind works and the things that they can look at and turn these trees into actual tree-looking trees. It's just, they went from bland to beautiful in quick roll of the embossing folder. So then I have, let's see, I told you this was 2 1/4. So then the little dotted one is 2 by 5 1/2. And then I have another strip of Sahara sand that's 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. And then this one is 1/8 smaller. So 2 3/4, so 2 5/8 by, I think this is just 1 inch wide and this was 1 somewhere in there. You guys know I stink at math. Oh Lord. So a 1/4 inch smaller. You can go a 1/4 inch smaller, but I want an 1/8 inch smaller because I didn't want a big border around this one, because this one does take up more space than my little one did. And that one could have even been cut down a little more. So we're going to stamp our saying from the Evergreen Elegance. It's friends like you that make this season so wonderful. So we're going to stamp that stamp in the shaded spruce. I might end up kicking myself for not grabbing the right size block there, but we'll see what we get. So I got the shaded spruce ink. Let me see if I can get above it to see what I'm doing. Uh-oh, I just touched it down and picked it back up. What did I get? Crooked. Let's flip it over. That's what happens when I'm not on. I think that one's even. All right, that one doesn't look too bad. We're going to go. Oh, you know what, guys? Just for that issue, I cut another piece of paper. So we're going to use that one that I cut extra just in case. When I was cutting the sample for the you know how I do the drawing for everybody that shares and comments that they shared, I do the drawing, and I will do that when I'm done with this video. And so I cut extra when I was doing that, when I was cutting this the giveaway card. And so I said I would bring it over. Good thing I did. And also I will just comment in the on the post who wins. But if you're not like my friend, it's not going to highlight and tag you. So when I'm done, it'll be maybe 10 minutes after I'm done, I'll go and let the video do its thing, and then I'll post it. So keep your eyes open in case you're not like my friend. Then this way you'll have to just check and see if you won. Otherwise, if you're my friend, you'll get all bolded up on there, and then it will let you know. It will notify you that I tagged you in a post. All right. Oh, and Mom, if you're still on here, I forgot to tell you I'm coming up to see you. I will be there probably Wednesday night or Thursday morning. I'm not sure yet, so stay tuned for that. But Mike and I are coming up, so if you need any projects done, be sure you got them lined up and ready to go. All right, so I'm going to stick this up under. I want it under this oval. Just a smidge of overlapping like that. And then I have these iridescent pearls from last year. I think they're Halloween last year, because I don't know if I can get them up there close enough to see. No, they just look black, don't they? But they're purple, they're iridescent. So a lot of them have a green cast to them. Some of them have a little more purple, but I just thought that they looked good on some of these cards, especially the ones, if I could pick out the ones with the green cast to them, they look perfect on here to pull in all these colors. And yeah, it's picking and choosing to get green, but they look good. So I'm using the big ones There's some smaller ones in here too, but I like the big ones for this bigger card. The slim line that I made, I did use the small ones, the smaller ones, and it's cute with the smaller ones. The big ones were too big on this cute little card, so I'm not so sure always how to place. I just know the rule of threes for your eye to look better, but I always struggle with like where I should put them. And this looks a little extra triangular for me. I should maybe have put this one up here or something. Is it going to let me pop it off without? Maybe I should put that one up there or something. Let's try it up there. I'll leave it up there. There's enough going on down there. So then I have a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of the white to put on the inside. And my thought was to take this tree that I've already used and huff on it. And that should re-moisten my ink. Oh, guess what, guys? As I'm hoping this is going to work, I went to the dentist today, and November 18th, I get my new replacement tooth. I am so excited. So that didn't really work out the way that I would have wanted it to look. So this one sort of did. This one, it was just very faint, and that one's not very nice. So I'm just going to ink it back up full strength and I'll put it on there. But stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm going to be a new woman when I get this new tooth in. And I'm pretty excited. 2-hour dentist appointment today to get my teeth clean and get the impressions and stuff made for the replacement tooth. Never thought that day was going to come, but all right, so now we're going to glue this down. And Mike gets his knee surgery right in there. Now I've mucked up the front of it on something. So Mike gets his knee surgery, so hopefully he'll be all right. He'll have to sit at home by himself through that dentist appointment while I'm gone. But I think he'll survive it. I'm going to take my sand eraser, see if I can get off whatever I got on here that I didn't see on there before. I don't know what I got, so hopefully it's going to come off. Maybe it takes a little elbow grease. Do you guys have one of these sand erasers? Because they really do work wonders. And I know if you know what you got on your paper, it really helps, because I could be trying to erase something that's never going to come off, because it kind of looks like it's not going to come off. I don't have any idea what that is. I don't have anything on my desktop, so well, we're going to leave it. And so that's it, you guys. This is my little Christmas card for this month. I'm glad you joined me. Let me go back to me. Should come back to me. There we go. So thank you guys for joining me tonight with my Christmas card, second in this, the third series. I will do, I'll start in a card in December. I think I'll do like December, January, February kind of thing, so that I'm always ending, so that if you want to make them, you've got a chance to get them made before Christmas. So I think that's it. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will be back tomorrow night for my weekly live. And tomorrow I am not going to do my bundle. My bundle's going to be done. I'm going to show you my Christmas cookie card, and someone will get a chance at that card kit guts piece too, and you can make your own Christmas cookie card. So hope you come back and visit me again tomorrow night, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.